Hi, this is the video for Daf Lammed Vav of Masechet Ketubot for Daf Shevui. I wanted to talk about two Braitot, two Tannaitic sources that are brought into contradiction in our Gemara, and that have to do with Ta'anat Betulim, the virginity claims that was really the subject of the first chapter. I may have mentioned this before, but I did my doctorate on the first chapter of Ketubot, so the issue of virginity claims is something that I'm a little bit of an expert on, not in my personal life, but at least as far as the Talmudic discussions of virginity claims, so it's something that has interested me. So the first Braita, there's a Braita that's brought on Lammed Vav Amud Aleph on the first side of the page, which says that a deaf woman or a woman who has lost her senses, someone not of sound senses, which probably refers to somebody who is developmentally disabled or perhaps insane, they have the right to a virginity claim, meaning that if a husband marries them, he can make a virginity claim against them saying, I thought you were going to be a virgin, and it turns out that I don't think you're a virgin, so I want to either annul the marriage or not pay you the full marital amount, the full ketubah. So again, that is that a deaf woman and a crazy woman do have a virginity claim. Now, there's a second Braita law a little later, which says the exact opposite. A deaf woman or woman not of sound senses do not have virginity claims, meaning their husbands cannot make a virginity claim against them should they marry them, assuming that they're going to be a virgin. Now, I think that probably the simple interpretation here is whether we can trust, in a sense, the deaf woman or the woman who is not of sound senses to have preserved their virginity before their marriage. Remember, in the time of the Mishnah and the time of the Talmud, and really until about a few hundred years ago, the assumption was that a deaf woman did not have any intelligence. A woman who is a shota, well, not of sound senses, is also assumed to not have any intelligence. I think that it's reasonable to think that the rabbis may have thought that such a woman could not protect herself, and therefore a priori tell to the husband who might be marrying such a woman, you can't expect this woman to be a virgin, and that may even be a good thing for her, because this way he can't make a virginity claim against her. Whereas the other opinion would say, no, such women can be expected to be virgins and can protect their virginity, again, using rabbinic values. But Rav Sheshet reads it another way, which has interesting implications for our understanding of a dispute in the first chapter. Rav Sheshet says, Lo kasha, this is not a difficulty. One Braita is Rabban Gamliel, and the other Braita is Rabbi Yoshua. And this harkens back to the first chapter, where we learn that Rabbi Yoshua and Rabban Gamliel dispute over whether a woman can make a claim that would sort of explain why why her husband found her not to be a virgin. And Rabban Gamliel says that she is believed if she does so, and Rabbi Yehoshua says she is not believed. But there's a small, subtle transformation going on in this sugya here on Lammed Vav, where we now read Rabban Gamliel as basically saying that since a woman could make such a claim, we make that claim on her behalf, and therefore, automatically, there really is no such thing as a virginity claim. In other words, whenever a husband makes a claim against a wife, Rabban Gamliel would say, because she has a way of explaining that claim that would preserve her right to the ketubah, therefore, there really is no such thing as a legally valid virginity claim. And Rabbi Yoshua would say there is. Now that is taking Rabban Gamliel, I believe, a step further than he really intended to go. Rabban Gamliel originally would have said, look, if the woman makes such a claim, we believe her because we have no other evidence. But if the woman doesn't make such a claim, her husband is believed. For instance, if she just denies it, if the husband says, you weren't a virgin, and she says, I was a virgin, Rabban Gamliel never says that she is believed. Rabban Gamliel only says she's believed to explain his claim. But here on this sugya in the Bavli, we go a step further, which may be an intentional sort of way of Rav Sheshet to push virginity claims further and further out of the realm of possibility, which I believe was one of the goals of the rabbis, not so much because they were feminists, right? We've seen a lot in this chapter that it's hardly a term I would apply to them, at least not consistently, but because they were so bothered by the very existence of a virginity claim, they seem to have wanted to legislate it out of existence.